Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2, where we are currently playing the glorious kingdom of Siam. We're taking sort of a rest, just getting some more technologies, watching Great Britain turn into a fascistic nightmare. The entire European situation is just fucking crazy. I don't know what to say more about that. Okay, we get flexible firepower. At this point, the tactical innovation and the development of both weaponry and defensive points allowed armies to build arching points of fire that could flexibly cover the terrain effectively. This application gives you the possibility to build a new fortification type. Good. And organic chemistry should give us a couple of things that will be, good for us in the long run. Now what? We really need to rebuild our navy, so I'm gonna look into that soon, but let's get the steel breech loaded artillery first. Our infamy is 13 now, so we're very close to getting to a point where we can just easily fabricate a casus belli on Jambi and take them over, thus expanding our territory a bit. Was that... Yeah, that's probably a railroad. Yeah, we might want to get railroads too, because that's a very useful thing that our capitalists can waste their money on. Okay, and our pharmaceutical company is already working well. I'm happy to see that. Tropical lumber mills, not so much. But the second one will work too, I guess. Liberal support. Oh my god. Liberals are spreading. Everyone is spreading, it seems. Okay, we're getting quite a lot of people producing wood. And what can we do with wood? Well, we're shoving it probably to the furniture company, which is good. But that one also needs bronze. Do we have bronze factory? Bronze factory requires what? Is that iron or lead? No, that should be lead. Lead and copper. We don't have copper. That's problematic. But hey, let's just leave it as it is now. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. Synthetic dye. This incorporated a chemical process that created different types of dye in a synthetic way. It revolutionized the coloring of fabric and terminated the production of agricultural dye, which became too expensive to produce. Wow. That might be something interesting for us, a dye factory. Where are you? What do you need? Oh, you need coal? Oh, fuck that. We don't have coal. I don't think anyone has coal. Do you guys have coal? No, you have rubber, tobacco, rubber, fish, and that's cotton? Yeah, cotton. Okay, so port in Bangkok, if I understand this sounds good. Oh, we don't have better one. Let's expand the fort there. And actually let's expand the fort in Vientiane and Washio. We should probably get a bit more forts. And... oh, what is this? Artificial fertilizers. This was the technique of making fertilizers in a laboratory instead of relying on byproducts from ants. Oh, nice! Look at that! Spices, opium, tea, and grain. I don't think we have tea, but we do have grain, so that's gonna help incredibly. Good for us! We're starting to look pretty decent, if I do claim myself. Though the army is not increasing at all. And here comes the prophylactics. The invention of modern methods of voluntary birth control are having a profound effect on the national birth rate, as citizens, particularly the wealthy, are able to exert far more control over when and how they have children. Yeah, that's gonna take our population down a notch. Or the growth, not the population per se. Chimney sweepers. A young boy arose from inside of a chimney and gently sat down on the roof. His face and clothes were blackened by the soot of the chimney and showed that this was not the first chimney he had swept this day. Tired, he climbed down off the roof and trotted off after receiving a penny from the house matron. The hard work that the city young chimney sweepers perform has outraged many, and a committee has been formed to tackle the rough working conditions. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's make sure that we get some reforms done. Harassment in local election. The mayoral election in one of our provinces has erupted into a violent affair today as a local farmer refused to fill in the vote for the government candidate despite being ordered to do so. The large-billed farmer is said to have crushed the nose of 3 local officials before finally being hauled away by police from the city hall where the elections was taking place. We are told that he was screaming about his right to vote as his conscience dictated. So that's as his conscience dictated. Or some other tomfoolery like that. We probably need to punish him somewhat to set an example, but our decision will have consequences either way. Water and bread for 3 months. Make him disappear. Set him free. No, let's set him free. What is this? Cracking. The chemical process involved separating oil into different layers of different energy levels. One of these layers held gasoline, which proved a superb fuel for combustion engines. Oh yes! Oh yes, so finally we can get the oil into work. So where will we get you? Okay, we don't have dye and we don't have fabric, I think. No, actually we do have fabric. So instead we don't have coal. Are we using the cement in anything? Or the cattle? I don't think we have cattle. No, we don't have cattle at all. No, I'm encouraged not to do that. The cement factory. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need the cement factory. So let's demolish that one and instead get us... Where are you? Fuel refinery. Awesome. And now we have rubber vulcanization. This was a process to make industrial rubber out of the rubber source material. This enabled mass production of this strategic material and gave an enormously increased output. Well, okay. And aspirin. Since antiquity, people have used preparations of willow bark and other salicylate-rich plants to reduce pain and inflammation. In the 1800s, chemists began exploring related compounds in the hope of finding one with similar medicinal properties but fewer side effects. German chemists eventually developed a reliable methods of synthesizing acetyl salicylic acid, a salicylate derivative that the Bayer Corporation trademarked as aspirin. It soon became one of the most used medications in the world and a cornerstone of modern medical care. Good for us. Okay, now we have unemployed people in Ayutthaya. Get the fuck in the pharmaceutical laboratory. And steel breech-loaded artillery is done. So what now? Army decision making and military statistics? The point of... No, let's go with the railroad. We need that one. To give our people something to bitch about. Holy crap, what is this? Rosendale cement. Rosendale cement generally refers to a type of natural cement that was produced in and around Rosendale, New York from argillaceous limestone, but is a term that has had different definitions at different times. The fast-setting Rosendale natural cement mortars proved to be more efficient than the mortars based on the lime and sand. Because of its reputation, Rosendale cement has also been used as both a trade name and as a generic term referring to natural hydraulic cements produced elsewhere. Good. International crisis in Basra. Okay. But this one is incredible, so let's get it upgraded. Between Scandinavia and France. Okay, they negotiated. And we have some people in Ayutthaya. How is the economy doing elsewhere? This is good, this is good. Good, good, good. Siamese Northern Malaya. I don't think urban small arms factory is actually what we should do, but whatever. So let's increase diplomatic relations here with France. Let's increase it with Britain, who hates to get taken down by. Oh, nice. Carbon soil enrichment. By enriching the soil with carbons, it yielded more crops and no need to lay for shorter times. Nice! 50% increase in output. That should put us well over 200. Nice. Tobacco, tropical wood, and opium. I'm thinking we might even expand that factory more to this one. Because that one is doing us quite a lot of good. Way more than the bakery, though we really need that canned food. Are we exporting something that we can? Top exported goods are opium, pharmaceuticals, and canned food. Imported goods, lumber, tea, and cattle. Integral distillery process. Greater knowledge of the fermentation process, thermodynamical coherences during boiling and distilling, and introduction of machinery into the traditional ways of producing fermented beverages allowed the wineries, brewers, and distilleries to grow beyond family enterprises and thus established a new sector of industry. Not bad. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Come on, why is our army actually shrinking? You know, the population is not growing fast enough, I guess, but... yeah, I think it's because we're encouraging craftsmen everywhere. Well, let's see, can we change the focus into soldiers? I'd rather like it if we could increase our army counts instead. Yeah, look at that. Wow, 500! Well, that would change quite fast. For broken windows, attempted arson, technical assaults on 2 police officers. The police officers weren't hurt, but I bet their pride was. What in the world compelled you to do such a thing? A more militant wing of the Siamese suffragette movements have conducted a violent protest campaign against government authorities in one of our states. Local conservatives speak gloomily about the unraveling of the nation's moral fabric and the end of Western civilization. That is ridiculous. The natives are restless. A situation has presented itself in one of our colonies, where several prominent Bangkok capitalists have controlling interests in local trade. One of their ventures, a small local machine shop run by Siamese specialists, works on Western industrial standards well into the small hours of the morning. The sound from the machine shop is preventing anyone and everyone from the immediate vicinity of the shop from getting much sleep at night, and the issue has become a symbol for many broader pent-up frustrations without colonial rule. If the shops need to operate at those hours, who are we to have opinion about that? I suppose we could drop the Chamber of Commerce and have a chat with the boys. Okay, let's do that. I don't care about them that much. Siamese Free Corps. Oh, we've already had that one. Let them prance about if they absolutely must. Prevent the organization from recruiting on barracks ground. Yeah, let's get that one. I don't... oh my god. What? Oh yeah, these guys again. No, this is a broader problem that's not gonna be fixed by a quickie. What are we paying for now? Industrial subsidies? 1700? Are you shitting me? What are we subsidizing? I don't see anything being subsidized by that much. Come on, fix your mind. What is the problem? Upper house rearranged. There has to be something completely wrong, but I have no idea what that is. Now debt is just skyrocketing. That is an issue. But on the other hand, we have our railroad, so that's gonna allow us to build a couple more projects. But damn, what is this?